I know it doesn't look like I got that many golf balls, but like on a normal day, I'll fucking get loads of golf balls, you know. I'm gonna drink some Barolo today, and I've also got a Barbaresco, which is going to be a nice comparison because they're both made out of the same grape, both 100% Nebbiolo, and they're both from Italy, in the Piedmont region. Barolo are the prime south-facing slopes, and these are the big guns. Before we drink them, we need to remember the wine tasting basics. So the way I remember it is take a big fat steak. So tannin, acidity, fruit, body, sweetness and body. So you can remember those. Take a big fat steak, which is exactly what we're going to be doing tonight. So I'm going to have steak, wine, steak, wine, steak, wine. I'll not drink that one first, I'll drink the shit one first. Same grape, Nebbiolo. Maritime influence. You don't quite get the same sort of aging potential as Barolo, so you drink these ones a little bit younger and they're a bit cheaper. So we'll start off with this one. This is a Sainsbury's top shelf jobby. Quite tannic. So tannin is like, well, if you imagine putting a tea bag on your tongue, it's all the phenols in vegetables and plants and things. So all the grape skins and the seeds and stuff have got tannin, which can be confused with dryness because it sort of makes your mouth feel dry. But tannin's a really important part in wine as it adds structure and complexity and body to the wines, and it also means it can age for a long time. So these big red wines, you'll find a lot of tannin in them, and it shouldn't be confused with dryness. So Barbaresco, the soils are a bit sandy. If you go to Barolo, the south-facing prime spots, you'll find a little bit of clay, which helps the tannin in the wine. And you also find bits of chalk, which I believe helps smoothen the wines and make them more perfumey sort of flavours. I don't really know though. The thing about these wines is the high acidity, so you might end up going to the dentist if you drink them a lot. It's quite fruity for this type of wine. It's not fruity though. I'm getting bits of cherry. Imagine smelling some roses. It's a tiny bit of that. But if you start getting into the proper Barolos, you're going to get loads of the sort of violet and rose petals type things. Can you turn the fire on? It's not working. It's not putting out any heat. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it doesn't feel that hot though. Yeah, so these are big, powerful wines. If you want something to cut through that steak, that's exactly what you need. Or a steak knife. When you have a steak, there's obviously some fat there, and the fat breaks down the tannin in the wine, sort of softens it, and the wine complements the steak by sort of cutting through that fat. So that's why you have a steak and red wine, and that's why they're such an amazing combo. So I'm going to get the steaks on, and then I'll report back, and we'll see what these are like with a nice fat steak. Barolo. About 25 quid this bottle. Right, here I go. This is the big one. So I'm expecting a beefed up version of this Barbaresco. So straight away, it smells quite nice. It smells of sort of roses as I was expecting. It's got a bit of licorice to it. It's interesting. It smells amazing. It smells like expensive wine. So there's a lot going on in the palate. The acidity is really nice, but it's sort of settled down over the aging process. The tannin has softened, but it's still got loads of structure, which is what you get with really expensive wines. So it's got all the body. It doesn't feel like thin in your mouth. Really nice rounded mouth feel, but it's got all of this acidity and structure to back it up. There's not a huge amount of fruit, but that's not really what you want. I'm getting some oak there, which probably suggests that it's one of the modern techniques used. So newer oak barrels. So that's going to impart vanilla flavours. So I've got a bit of vanilla going on. It's just a really nice balanced wine. So if you are going to give Barolo a try, then I'd suggest getting yourself some lovely steak and spending some money. I don't know if it's going to be a good match with cake, like. You can edit that out. So what's going to happen in the next episode?
I don't know.
Oh, nah, this is a good wine.